What's going on, everyone? It's Mike, it's John, back again, and this is your match reaction. It was Everton 2, Ipswich 0. It's nice to hold on to a 2-0 lead, John, don't you think?
I was thinking that, even though Ipswich, listen, I think, no disrespect, they're one of the poorest teams I've ever seen in the Premier League. I think they're absolutely shocking. I think it's them. Southampton are gone already. There's just one more to go. But again, we're sitting there, and listen, Ipswich did have little spells in the game. Everton started really well. And then we went 1-0 up and we sort of sat back. And this is what we always worry about with this Everton team. But Ipswich still didn't do enough to really put us under pressure. They had quite a bit of the ball after we went 1-0 up. But then you are sitting there at 2-0 when we go 2-0, we're thinking, oh, don't do another Bournemouth, don't do another Villa. I just couldn't see it happening with this Ipswich team. I think they're really, really poor. I think Everton bossed the game. In my opinion, I think Everton were in third gear. I think if Ipswich do get one, I think Everton win the game 3-1. I think Everton will have pushed for another one. I just think Everton, overall, listen, you're always going to get a team in the Premier League who will have a spell, especially the home team. But I just thought Everton were comfortable enough to warrant and to deserve the 3 points today.
Yeah, I think that's fair. I mean, it's difficult not to sit here and say it should be 5, really, maybe 4. But I don't want to talk about the negatives, but there was chances today. Calvert-Lewin has a one-on-one very early on. He misses. We then scored a great goal.
Was you surprised by that? When you see him running through one-on-one, are you surprised?
No. The worst one's actually at the end, but we had spoken about literally 10 seconds before the end of the game. He should be scoring that, and he doesn't. But hey, look. We then get the first goal, which is a lovely, lovely goal. Good finish by Liliman Ajayi. It's just a good strike. Good, happy days. And at that point, I felt like we've been here before. We've took the lead, and then we've conceded, and I'm like, oh. And then we got the second just before half time, and I thought that goal was fantastic for 2 reasons. Everyone's raving about the Michael Keane finish, and look, it was a great finish. Left foot, in just literally the angle's so tight, lashes it in. But how good was McNeil's feet? How good was his touch? How good was it to beat 4 people literally standing still and slot that ball through? We talk about players. Michael Keane this season, yes, he's made mistakes. But yet again today, I felt like he completely overshadowed Tarkowski. I thought he won most headers that come into the box. He scored a good goal. I thought his passing was better than Tarkowski. I just thought he played well. Michael Keane, I thought he was solid today.
If rumours are to be believed, which have come out today, Tarkowski's been playing with an injury since the season started. Well, 2 really. Got a glute injury, which I think is that bit of part just below your arse going into your leg. I think that's your glute. And a back injury as well. So listen, this explains why Tarkowski hasn't been brilliant this season. We've been very, very vocal on Michael Keane, that we've slagged him off on this channel. We have. Other channels have slagged him off. Everton fans have had a pop at Michael Keane. I can't sit here and have a pop at Michael Keane for this season. You're quite right with what you say. He's made mistakes. But what you will find with Michael Keane, whether it be the 7 games that he's been involved in this season in the league or seasons gone by, he never not tries. Even though he can be really, really poor, and you can sit there and you can go, oh no, and we've slagged him off on here. And listen, I'm not going to big him up that much where I hope he stays and I hope he gets another contract, because he's not good enough. He's not good enough. But what I will say, he does try his best. And I said something on X today, and I said, you know what? Michael Keane's probably a better striker than Dominic Calvert-Lewin. Do you know when you look at that finish that he's put in today, and he done one against Crystal Palace when we had to stay up? I think he's done one against, was it Tottenham? He's done one as well. You know, and another thing I will say that I think can back up that. Do you know when we've had the one-on-one chances today with Calvert-Lewin? We all know, I will put money on it today. When Calvert-Lewin's through one-on-one, I will put money on he's not going to score. Because he doesn't fill me with confidence. And we've said it on the Blue Boys Network. When he's got time to think, the arse falls out of him. He goes to pieces. I guarantee, well, I wouldn't guarantee, but I can say to you now that I'm very, very confident that if that's Michael Keane running through one-on-one today, he scores that goal. He scores that goal. I think he's a better finisher in situations that he got himself in today where he smashes it in with his left foot than what Dominic Calvert-Lewin is. So, again, as you quite rightly say, it should be 4, it should be 5. We should be sitting here with a better goal difference because of the goals we've conceded. But you can't rely on one-on-ones when it comes to Calvert-Lewin to score you them goals because his bottle goes when he's got time to think.
Yeah, well, yeah. I think it's difficult with Calvert-Lewin, you know, because I thought, apart from his efforts today, I thought Calvert-Lewin had a good game.
Well, he worked hard.
But
he's done a lot
his job is to score goals, and you're right in saying that. And he's had at least 2 gilt-edged one-on-ones. The first one in the first half, the second right at the end of the second half. Yeah, there was another one. There was a header as well. But I just this team. The one thing that you watch in this team, Mark, is they're so much more confident when Njai is on the pitch. When he came off today, and just before the 80th minute, from that moment onwards, Ipswich were in the game. Because, you know, without being critical to Jack Harrison, I actually thought Jack Harrison today wasn't great. I didn't think he put the ball into the box enough. There was an opportunity where we could have played Decore in. He doesn't. Decore ran 45 yards to try and get in line with him. He doesn't play the ball. Tries to beat his man. We are so much better with Njai on the pitch. And I actually think you see that with Calvert-Lewin, with McMessy, that we're going to be calling him from now on. You know, I just think we look so much better when we've got him on the pitch. And then he changed it today, and he went, I think he sort of went 4-3-3, 4-3-2-1. It was a bit of a weird formation when he took off Njai, and we looked weak. And at that point, you could see that Calvert-Lewin was isolated. You could see that Calvert-Lewin was losing the ball. You could see that Calvert-Lewin wasn't turning. You could see he was having to think a little bit more. And like you've just said, John, when that happens, it doesn't stack up.
Well, we've said this about Njai on here in the match previews, Michael. And we've said it in match reactions. He gives the crowd a lift, but he gives the players a lift around him. But also he brings another 10% out of the players around him. And he brings better ideas out of the players around him as well. As soon as he went off today, who did we have as an outlet? Who did we have where the other players could look at a player and go, apart from McNeil, but he looked quite tired to me, I thought. But Njai will run and run and run. But who did we have on that pitch today where the other players could go, well, we'll get it to him, he'll create something, but also he takes pressure off the other players. He takes pressure off the rest of the midfield, which inadvertently takes pressure off the defence. So while he's got the ball in the opposition's half or the opposition's final third, we're not under any pressure whatsoever because 9 times out of 10, something will come of it. But yeah, again, I think he's took him off because he did start to look tired. But again, you know, we can't be too negative. You know, it's the first away win in the Premier League this season against a very, very poor Ipswich team, in my opinion.
Yeah, I mean, I'm chuffed with the result, to be honest. You know, I'm more chuffed with the result than I am disappointed. You know, yes, I want Calvert-Lewin to score, but I thought the majority of that game, I thought he had a good game. I thought the majority of the Everton players had a good game. I'm happy with it. You know, we've gone to the Premier League away ground and we've won. The fans were fantastic as always. I know you've got to go, but I just want to mention one thing on Ipswich, because we keep referring to them. Well, to be fair, you keep referring to them as being a poor side and being poor today. I actually think it was more Ipswich just had a poor day today. I think Ipswich are much better than they played today. And I thought they made so many unforced mistakes that have cost them even being in the game. And the reason why I say that,
come from a poor mistake. I think it was their right back. What's he doing?
Yeah, but the reason I say that, John, is because, and I didn't know this, there was an Ipswich fan in the comments last night, and you know, he wished everyone well going down there. It was a lovely comment. But under Kieran McKenna, Ipswich have only lost 4 times at home. And it's not like they haven't played decent teams. I mean, literally 2 weeks ago, they got a 2-2 draw with Villa. I honestly think Ipswich had a bad day today. And I think Everton played well. And I'm really happy that we're going into these run of games where we're hoping to get results, and you know, these 5 next games where we really can put some points on the board. I'm really happy that we've looked as comfortable as we did. You know, we have looked comfortable today for 80 minutes, and yes, we know we can look comfortable for 80 minutes and still lose because we've done it.
I don't think we can take anything away from the Everton performance. You say Ipswich had an off day, but the thing is, Michael, having off days, they'll have more off days than good days or half decent days where, you know, they'll get a result against Villa and they'll put a good first half performance in against Liverpool, the first game of the season. Looking at them today, it's not going to be enough to keep them in this league.
No. I agree. I don't think they stay up.
I think when you look at this squad and you look at the players, and half of them we haven't really heard of, and you look at the defensive mistakes that they made, and they're giving the ball away so easy. And, you know, there was a lot of balls today where it was a hit and hope and it was going out for a throw-in or a goal kick to us. It's not good enough at this level. So, as you quite rightly say, I think they had an off day, but any more or a few more performances like they've put in today, and the confidence will drain out of them. We've seen it happen with Sheffield United.
Yeah, you're spot on. That's a fair assessment, because I do think they're better than they showed today, but I still don't think they're enough to stay in the Premier League. And I thought Everton were comfortable, dominant, won the game, being the sort of seasoned Premier League team that we are. Last thing I want to mention, just before you go, I thought today Everton played the ball a lot more on the deck, passing the ball 1-2s. And how much better did we actually look when we were doing that? They were just going
what? Do you know what? It's funny because you say that James Garner wasn't in the team, but Idrissa Gana Gueye was back in. And I thought again, Idrissa Gana Gueye, he always and he's done this from the first time he was at Everton, then he got the move away, then he's come back. But the both times he's been at Everton, he's that one player where when he's got the ball at his feet, he will always find time and space to find another Everton player or a blue shirt. And I think that's what you get with Idrissa Gana Gueye. So for me, James Garner going out with this back injury and him coming back in, I don't think it's a big, a big thing for us, because we've got someone in who can put performances in. A 31, 32-year-old, I think he is, Idrissa Gana Gueye, and he's still putting performances in that look like he did the first time he signed for the club.
Yeah.
So when you've got someone who's as composed on the ball as he is, and then you've got Ndiaye who can do the skillful work, and you've got someone like Idrissa Gana Gueye in and around him, I think it's a good combination. That so. I thought Everton were comfortable for the win today, and I think if we had to do a bit more, I think we would have done.
Last one, man of the match.
It's a hard one, you know. I thought Michael Keane had a good game. thought Ndiaye had a good game. The fella who I've just mentioned, Idrissa Gana Guy, for me, I think he kept running. He was making himself available for the ball. He was picking a pass. You know, when he lost the ball, he was closing down. I'll probably give it to him. It could be in between him and Ndiaye, to be fair.
Yeah, but that's fair. I think I'll give mine to Michael Keane. A shout out to Dwight McMessi as well, because I thought today, yet again, beating people, playing the ball, composed. I thought he was very good again.
I never thought we'd sit here and say we're probably more confident and comfortable with Michael Keane in the team than we could say the same with Tarkowski in the team at the minute.
Mad. It's mad. You know? Honestly, it's absolutely crazy. But there you go. Guys, look, make sure you hit the like and subscribe button. There will be a debrief show, whether that's tomorrow or Monday, depends on diaries with John and me, etc. But we will see you then. And before then, as we say, hit the like and subscribe. And it's lovely that it's on a Saturday and Everton have won. Guys, we'll see you soon. Make sure you hit it. Peace.